Hi book lovers, welcome back to my channel. I have my June book haul to share today. I have a ton of books. I spent way too much last month. I did book bonanza, so I spent a lot there, and I also just bought a ton of book boxes, like special edition stuff. A lot of things decided to arrive in June as well, so I have a lot of stuff to share. I do have quite a few boxes to unbox in this video, but before I get into everything that I got last month, I do want to share the sponsor for today's video. Today's video is sponsored by Book of the Month. If you haven't heard of them yet, they are a monthly book box subscription service that's perfect for readers who are looking for new releases every month. They work on a credit basis, so every month you receive a credit and you can use that credit on any book in that monthly selection. They have everything from fiction to YA, fantasy, romance, and if you happen to not want any of the books for that month, you can skip it and save that credit, roll over that credit for the next month. If you join Book of the Month now, new members can get their first book for $9.99 using the code FIREWORK. Okay, so for the month of July, they had a great selection, and these are the two books that I got. So from the regular monthly selection, I got Immortal Longings by Chloe Gong. This is the author's adult fantasy debut. It's an epic fantasy and it sounds so intriguing. And then the other book that I got is actually one of the add-ons for July, which is Love Theoretically by Elle Hazelwood, who I love. This is her latest standalone STEM romance. A big thank you to Book of the Month for sponsoring today's video. Again, you can use the code FIREWORK to get your first box for $9.99. I'll leave a link down below for you to check them out. And now back to the rest of the video. Alright, starting off with all the arcs that I got last month. I got quite a few that I am so hyped about. Okay, so this first arc that I got, I have to show it off because it's freaking Elle Hazelwood. It is her YA debut, Check and Mate. It's got such a cute cover, and obviously it is about chess. It's about chess rivals. The hero is the current world champion of chess, but as soon as he plays the heroine, she ends up beating him. And she's like a complete novice, even though her family they're chess players. And now that she beat him, he wants another match. So it sounds adorable. I know I don't read YA anymore, but it's Elle Hazelwood and I read anything and everything from her. Also, I don't know if you guys saw, but Elle Hazelwood just announced her next adult romance, and it's gonna be paranormal. It's a PNR between a werewolf and a vampire, and it's got a marriage of convenience, and I am dying for that book. But her next release this year is going to be Check and Mate. And then this next arc, this isn't actually like a new release, it's a re-release, but look at this new edition of Longshot by Kennedy Ryan. This new edition is coming out in August. It's got an iris on the cover for the heroine. Surprisingly, this is the one book that I still have not read yet from Kennedy Ryan in the series. I've read the other books in the series except this one, because I remember when I tried reading it for the first time when it first released, it was a lot. So I put it down because I wasn't in the right mindset for it just yet, but I need to pick it up again. It's a sports romance. The hero is a basketball player. He's going to the NBA, and the heroine is dealing with domestic violence. So like any other Kennedy Ryan book, it does deal with some heavy topics, but I'm sure it's gonna be an incredible read. But yeah, the whole series did get picked up by a publisher, by Bloom. They picked up the Hoop series, so the whole series is getting new covers and everything, and they'll all be releasing in the next few months. And then this one, oh my gosh, so Rebecca Yarrow sent me an arc of In the Likely Event, which is her next standalone, her next contemporary. It's releasing August 1st, and I do believe if you have Prime, you can get an early copy of it because it is with one of the Amazon publishers, and look at that. It's signed by Rebecca. I am so happy to have this. This one sounds absolutely fascinating. It's about two seatmates on a plane that ends up crashing into a river, and they go in and out of each other's lives throughout the next few years. And then what I love especially about this blurb is the ending of it. It says, "Then comes a high-stakes reunion in Afghanistan where Nate is tasked with protecting Izzy's life. He'll do anything to keep her safe and everything to win her heart." So I am ready to read this one. I know a lot of people are probably gonna pick this up after the whole Fourth Wing explosion, and it's gonna be a lot of fun to see people reading one of Rebecca Yarros's more emotional books, because she definitely can rip your heart out. And then I also got another arc from Bloom. This is Scarlett St. Clair's next book, A Game of Gods, which is part of her Hades saga series. It's the third and final book in the Hades saga series, and apparently it's going to be a big turning point for the whole Hades and Persephone world. Instead of this book just being a retelling of book 3 from the Hades and Persephone series, we're going to get a lot more than that. We're not just going to get Hades' point of view, we're getting a lot of other people's point of views, so this should be interesting. And this last arc that I got is a historical romance. It's My Road to Ruin by Erica Ridley. This one is actually part of her Winchester series, which is a series about this family who does heists. I had no idea until now that this was part of that series because the other books in the series are all mass market paperbacks, and this is the first trade paperback with an illustrated cover. So this one is going to be interesting, the odd paperback out, but it is book 4. It's about a forgery scheme. The hero, he's getting blackmailed in this whole scheme. The heroine is trying to find the real culprit. She thinks it's the hero, but it's not. It sounds like another fun book in this series. I've only read the first 2 books, but I did really like them, so I'll probably need to catch up before reading this one. Okay, so those were all of my arcs from June. I did get quite a few new books from publishers, like finished copies. This one is The Misses by Elle James, and it came with the most adorable sticker sheet. I think I recognize this artist. I've seen her on Instagram, but these stickers are absolutely adorable. They have one that says, "Reformed rakes make the best husbands," "fuck a duck," and all these little goats and sheep. Oh my god. So adorable. But the book itself, The Misses, it's a follow-up to The Mister, which I haven't read. Honestly, I have not read Elle James since 50 Shades, but The Misses does follow the same couple from The Mister, so you probably do need to read that one before getting into this one. The hero is an earl. It's set in London and Albania. Apparently there were some kidnappers and trafficking in book 1. So if you love The Mister, here's the sequel for you. And then this is the finished copy of It Happened One Fight by Maureen Lee Lanker, which is inspired by the movie It Happened One Night. It is a celebrity romance. It's a Hollywood romance. The main characters hate each other, but everyone seems to love them when they star together in the same movies. And then somehow they accidentally get married while on set, and to save their reputations, they have to go along with this sham marriage that is actually legal, hoping that they can divorce afterwards. But this is such a unique premise. I don't know how you could accidentally get married, but it happens here, so it sounds very fun. And then this one is Will They or Won't They by Ava Wilder. It's another Hollywood romance. The main characters, they were on this show together, only she ended up leaving the show to try to become a movie star. That didn't work, so now they reunite back on the show and they hate each other. I actually did read Ava Wilder's debut from last year, which was another Hollywood romance, and I did not like it, so I don't know how soon I'll get to this one. I mean, hopefully it's better, but it's just not high up on my TBR right now. And I also got the 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. This one sounds so interesting. It's another sort of paranormal romance from this author. She wrote The Dead Romantics, which had a ghost hero. This time the hero, he exists 7 years from the past. So it sounds like it's sort of like time travel, except it's not, you know, different eras. It's only 7 years, but he's from a different time, and I am just so curious how they're gonna get there happily ever after. And then this one is Mortal Follies by Alexis Hall. It's a sapphic historical romance. One of the heroines is a young lady who is trying to enter into high society, but she ends up getting cursed. So there's this magical element to this historical romance, and now this cursed heroine needs help from a supposed witch to lift that curse. Only everyone thinks that that witch heroine killed her entire family just to get her inheritance. I actually just got the audiobook for this one, so I am probably gonna get to it soon. Okay, so you might have noticed that the lighting has changed a little bit, but that's because I had to stop filming and do some other stuff, but I'm back now, so let's just get on with the rest of this haul. I left off at some more books that publishers sent my way, and I got this beautiful hardcover of the new Nalini Singh. This one is coming out pretty soon in mid-July. It's Resonance Surge. It's the latest book in the Psy Changeling Trinity series, and I am so excited to read it because we're back with the Bear Changelings here. I absolutely adore them in Silver Silence, and I've been dying for more from them, and we finally get them now with Resonance Surge. Also, just a heads up for any Nalini Singh fans, I am gonna have her on my channel for an interview, for a live interview on July 27th. I'm probably gonna post an announcement on my Instagram sometime soon, but keep an eye out for that. I am crazy excited for that. And then I also got To Haven't to Heist by Sarah Desai. I love the sound of this one because it's a heist romance, like a heist rom-com. The heroine's best friend has just been accused of stealing this multi-million-dollar diamond. So in order to save that best friend, the heroine does a little diamond heist. There's this high society wedding that she has to infiltrate. The hero is the one who helps her do all of that, so it just sounds like so much fun. I've only read Sarah Desai once before, but I thought it was great, so I have high hopes for this one. And then I got this new edition of Grayson's Vow by Mia Sheridan. This is yet another book that Bloom picked up from Mia Sheridan, and this one is actually one of my favorites from her. I love this book. I read it back when it was an indie, and it's such a good marriage of convenience romance. It's got all the angst. They marry so that she can get her inheritance. The hero was a convicted felon. It was such a good book, and this is the new cover and everything. I also got this book from a new to me author, The Space Between by Sarah Reddy. It says it's an epic love story full of emotional depth, redemption, found family, and the belief that love can heal the world. I've never read this author before, but it sounds pretty interesting. The heroine, she comes from wealth. The hero is from the wrong side of the tracks. He is this music prodigy. They meet and fall in love, but it doesn't seem like things are easy for them. And then finally, these last two hardcovers I got from Publishers. This beautiful hardcover is the latest Lore Olympus volume. It's by Rachel Smythe. It is volume 4. If you haven't read the series, it is a webtoon. It's based on Hades and Persephone, and the artwork is phenomenal. I love this webtoon so much, but I am a little behind. I stopped reading it on the webtoon app a couple years ago, so I have a lot to catch up on. And then this last book that I got is Farrell Covington and the Limits of Style by Paul Rudnick. It's like a historical-ish fiction, fiction. It's about a man who comes from one of the most powerful and wealthy families in the country, and he falls for an aspiring writer. So those were all the books that I got from Publishers. I did get a few books that authors sent my way. These two books, both coincidentally green, but I got this gorgeous copy of Love Light Farms from BK Borison. I believe this is the Australian, no, it's the UK edition. So it's a little bit smaller than the US trade paperback, and this one, I don't know if you can tell, but the title and the author, there's a little bit of embossing, which the US doesn't have. And she also sent along these adorable Love Light Farms cards. So here is Stella and Luca in their adorableness. And then this postcard says, "Greetings from Love Light, if only in my dreams." And Megan Quinn sent over Royally in Trouble, which is the sequel to Royally Not Ready. It's the second book in this duet. It is about the same couple. It's about this royal romance. And the second book is all about their wedding. And then we have all the books that my wallet has been crying over. So these are the books that I bought for myself. I'm just starting off with the regular copies that I got off of Amazon before I dive into all of my book boxes, all of my special editions. So this one, I had to get myself this edition of Corrupt by Penelope Douglas. I own the original, but I decided to get these new white skull covers, but only because the Devil's Night series, along with a bunch of other Penelope Douglas books, got picked up by a publisher, so these covers are probably not gonna stay. So I'm gonna slowly collect the rest of the Devil's Night series with these new covers. I started with Corrupt though, just because this is the first one that's gonna get re-released. So just a heads up for anyone who wants to collect all of their books. And also, if you haven't read the Devil's Night series, what are you doing? It is one of my all-time favorite dark romance series. It is so good. I also got the finished copy of Forget Me Not by Julie Soto. This is a debut romance from an author who wrote fanfic. I've been hearing all the good things about this one. It's a wedding romance. It's a second chance romance between a wedding planner and her grumpy florist ex. This is also the July pick for my book club for Ravished by Romance, so if you want to join us, please do. And then these next few books I bought for some signings. This one is Final Offer by Laura Nasher, which I got for Book Bonanza, and I did get it signed. Laura Nasher was the absolute sweetest to meet, and this was the only book that I needed to get because I own the first two, the finished copies. I own the arc of this one as well, but I wanted to get the finished copy just to match with the rest of the series, which is the Dreamland Billionaire series. This is the third and final book. It's Cal's romance. Cal is the problem child. He is the alcoholic, and he falls for his childhood sweetheart. I also got myself Dead Man Walking by Gianna Darling. This is the latest book, I think, in the Fallen Men series. It's book 6. I'm only up to book 3, so I do have quite a bit to catch up on, but I thought I would get, you know, this last book just to get it signed when I do see Gianna Darling at some upcoming signings. I think I'm seeing her at Love in Vegas. But this one is about the Irish enforcer for the Fallen MC. He is a killer, a criminal, and a psychopath. So all the good things. I'm excited to read it. And then this one, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but I am just so excited to see Jabri at ApollyCon next year, ApollyCon 2024. I'll be there as one of the table assistants. So if you're going to that and you want to stop by the Mystic Box table, I'll be there. But this is The Crown of Oaths and Curses by Jabri. This is the first book in her fantasy romance series, the Mortal Fate series. I am planning to read this one very, very soon. I did read the 2 prequels and really like them, so I love this whole world. I'm excited to dive more into it, and I love the idea of the romance because they are fated mates, but they're also enemies. And then I also bought a couple books from my favorites, so I had to get myself the new edition of Wolfsong by TJ Klune. I do own the UK edition, but I got the Waterstones edition with the sprayed edges, and unfortunately Waterstones is not continuing with those sprayed edges. You can see it a little bit right here on my shelves, but I didn't want to have to keep ordering the UK editions just to match the sizes because the US one is a little bit smaller. So I figured I would just start from scratch and order the whole series, the US editions. And it's still really pretty. It's got some holographic shininess on this moon. It's book 1 in the Green Creek series, and it is one of my all-time favorite series. It is an paranormal romance, werewolf romance. It is so beautiful. I love TJ Klune's writing so much. And then I also got Coach by Devney Perry. This one I have not read yet, but I feel like I'm gonna love it. It's a second chance romance, my favorite. It's got a single dad. It is a sports romance. The hero, he was a football player, but now he's a football coach. And I do love me some Devney Perry, so I am hoping this one lives up to my expectations. And then I got a promo box for A Soul of Ash and Blood by Jennifer L. Armentrout. The box says, "Only his memories can save her." It's a really nice box too. They did try to decorate it. Alright, so inside we have this little card with everything that is in this box. Here is a Soul of Ash and Blood journal, a cup that says Castile Hawk Throne Denier, and I think it actually lights up. Let me see. Oh my god, I love it so much. This is kind of perfect. And then we have a candle. It's Castile's Memories. It's honeydew, melon, jasmine, and love. And it definitely does smell like melon. It smells really nice. We have a Soul of Ash and Blood bookmark, a little mask, a tattoo. Here is a necklace. It's got little hearts all over, plus 2 red beads. And then of course the book itself, A Soul of Ash and Blood by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is book 5 in the Blood and Ash series. I still need to read book 4, so I I'm gonna not read this blurb on the back of it just to avoid any spoilers. All I know is that this is a book that has Cass's point of view. It's got a little bit of book 1 from Blood and Ash in Cass's point of view, and also it's got the present. I'm excited though, even though it's been a hot minute since I've been back in this world. I still do really love Cass. And then finally, I have all of my special editions, my book boxes. I have a ton of boxes right next to me. Let me just show you the little stack that I have. So that's all of that. I do also have my special editions that I got from Book Bonanza. I mean, if you watched my Book Bonanza video, you'll have already seen them, but I'm gonna show them off here as well. First up is the special edition of It Ain't Me Babe by Tilly Cole. The special edition was actually so cheap, only 20 bucks. Definitely the cheapest out of all these books, but it's so nice. It's got the leather jacket, and I'm guessing it's the Hades Hangman symbol. Personally, it was my favorite cover out of the 3 special editions that Tilly Cole had at her table. And then I got these 2 beautiful hardcover special editions from Ruby Dixon. They are 2 of her shorter books. So this one is the Half Orcs Maiden Bride. It's got this gorgeous illustration with all the gold foiling, and also both books do have step backs. And the other one is the King Spinster Bride with all this beautiful red foiling. And here is the step back for this one. I also got the special edition of Bittersweet Memories by Katarina Mara. This is one of my favorites from Katarina Mara, so I'm glad she made this one a special edition. It's got amnesia. It's a second chance romance. The heroine forgets all about the hero who is dying to get her back. And then I also picked up my pre-order from Tate James for her hardcovers of the Guild trilogy, which is my favorite series from her so far. So I got these hardcover editions of the Guild trilogy. Book 1 is Honey Trap, book 2 is Dead Drop, and I am obsessed with all the gold embossed foiling. And the third and final book is Kill Order, which is thick as heck. Oh, and I also picked up some regular books from Book Bonanza. The Unwanted Wife by Katarina Mara was in everyone's swag bag. Every attendee at Book Bonanza got a copy of this. It's a billionaire arranged marriage romance, and I got this trade paperback of Lush Money by Angelina M. Lopez, which I love. This one is a marriage of convenience between a rich heroine and a poor prince hero. And I also got Coming Clean by Jen Trin. It's a rom-com between a goth fashion designer and an A-list actor. Okay, and now we can get into all of my book box special editions. I have a lot, so I'll just break these down by book box. Starting off with Hello Lovely box. This is from their Trope of the Month box, and this is the latest one, the Cinnamon Roll Hero trope. It's Love Shove in New York by N.M. Patel, which is a debut Desi romance. Also, this cinnamon roll bookmark is the cutest thing ever, but I adore this cover so much. It's perfectly rom-com-y. It matches with the New York City vibes of the romance. I read this one when it first came out and thought it was really adorable. And then I got my Elle Hazelwood special edition from the Foxglove book box. Ooh, it's got a Foxglove info brochure. And this is what the special edition of Love theoretically looks like. It's actually just a dust jacket for the paperback. Honestly, I didn't know it could actually work like this, but this is how it looks like. It's super adorable and also very different from the original, which I appreciate. I'm not a huge fan of special editions that look exactly the same as the originals. And then I got quite a few special editions from the Bookish box. Finally, if you haven't heard, they have been going through some intense delays, but they're finally starting to arrive, and I am so unbelievably obsessed with the latest set that I got from them. I've been waiting for them for literally a year, but they finally arrived, and they were actually worth the wait. Like, legit worth the wait. I was in awe when I opened this box. It is the special editions of the Off-Campus series by Elle Kennedy. So here is what the spines of the dust jackets look like. Here are the beautiful sprayed edges. Here's book 1, The Deal, the book that started it all, Hannah and Garrett's romance. And look how adorable these end papers are. They're all similar like this, but with different details for each different book. Book 2, The Mistake, which is my personal favorite, Logan and Grace. Book 3, The Score, with this hot cover. 4, this is Dean and Elle. And book 4, The Goal, which is Sabrina and Tucker's surprise pregnancy romance. The other side of the dust jackets all kind of look like this, so here's the one for The Goal, which I'm not, you know, a huge fan of. I'm definitely gonna keep the dust jackets on this side with the character art illustrations, but I did want to show off how incredible all the naked hardcovers also look. Like, look at these beautiful spines. Here's book 1. It's got Garrett's jersey, number 44. And then number 22 is Logan. Also, look at the back of this. Book 3 is Dean and his jersey, number 66. And Tucker is number 46. They're all so perfect, and I honestly could not be happier with them. And then, shockingly, I also got some monthly boxes from the Bookish box. They are way behind. I finally got the January and February book boxes. The January one is A Kingdom of Stars and Shadows by Holly Renee. This side is actually the alternate dust jacket, the other side of the dust jacket, which I prefer. The other side of the dust jacket looks like this, which is still really nice. And here's what the naked hardcover looks like. I do really love all the pink and the blue foiling. And also here is what the end papers look like. This one I just read for my book club last month. I wasn't a huge fan of it, sadly, but at least the special edition looks pretty. And the February box was The Dark King by Gina L. Maxwell. This one I read last year, I think, when it first came out, and I really enjoyed it. It was a solid paranormal romance. It's got fae, they're royal fae, it's set in Vegas, and it was hot. So here's what the special edition looks like. It's got all this gold foiling with the Vegas skyscape. I do love the end papers here as well. The naked hardcover is about the same as the dust jacket, but the other side of the dust jacket also has some artwork going on. I'm not sure which side I like better, but honestly I'm just happy to finally get this book. And then these next two I didn't technically buy, but I did somehow end up trading for them, and oh my god, I am so happy to add these to my collection. So first up, I was finally able to find myself the hardcover of Dark Lover by J.R. Ward. This has been such a hard find for me, at least one that I didn't want to pay like 500 bucks for. J.R. Ward has talked about doing a reprint of these harder to find hardcovers, like the early Black Dagger Brotherhood books, but she's said that for years, so I don't even know if that's ever happening. But now I don't need to wait because I was able to find this beautiful hardcover. Now though, I'm on the hunt for the hardcover of book 2. And then this is the beautiful special edition of Twisted Pride by Cora Riley. It's got all the nice red embossing on it, and honestly this is the one and only book that I really loved from Cora Riley, so I'm so happy to have been able to find it. And then this box was actually a giveaway win from Romance Readers Book Box UK. It came all the way from the UK, and it's got a lot of goodies in here. So this first thing is some sort of phone or tablet holder. It's from IKEA. Here's this really nice art card, a sticker of all the books from Adriana Locke, a pen, some chapstick, some cute little holiday socks. Here is a little fan, this really nice tote bag. It's got this amazing foil on it, and of course here are the books. So this one is A Chance Encounter by Nikki Ash. It's a single mom romance. This one is La Familia by H.L. Packer. It's some sort of dark new adult romance. And Taking a Chance by T.L. Wainwright. The heroine falls for her boss's brother. And look what I freaking won from J. Bree. I won this in a giveaway in our Facebook group. It's this beautiful signing special edition of Broken Bonds, book 1 in the Bonds That Tie series. This one is limited to only signings that she's going to, so if you're able to go to one that she is attending, you can get one of these yourself. It also comes with some amazing swag too. It's got all the artwork of the characters in the series. My favorite is Daddy North. Here's the amazing J. Bree tote bag it came with as well. And then I also got these two giant boxes from Eternal Embers book box. So this one is my my Tris 6 Venom special edition, my Penelope Douglas hardcover. This is packaged so nicely. I have never seen a book being packaged like this and I love it. Oh my gosh. So this is the slipcase of Tris 6 Venom. Oh my gosh, I love all the holographic foiling on this slipcase, and then the spine says, "Within this inch, I'm free." Okay, and then here is the beautiful hardcover of Tris 6 Venom by Penelope Douglas, which is their FF romance, FF high school romance. It's got all this silver foiling on it, and these are the sprayed edges. Also, these are the amazing end papers, and the artwork from earlier is also inside the book. And this piece is an overlay of Liv and Clay. It's such a wonderful special edition. I do love it. And then this other box from Eternal Ember should be my Parker S. Huntington special edition set. It came with this cute little tote. It says, "Geodes need to shatter for their beauty to be seen." The books are once again wrapped up really neatly, and these are the two slipcases for the two books. So this first one is Devious Lies by Parker S. Huntington. It's got quotes on the front and back, and here's what the actual hardcover looks like. It's got some nice foiling on it, and these are the sprayed edges. And the other slipcase is for Asher Black, which I have read. It's one of Parker S. Huntington's mafia romances. It's got a slightly not safe for work artwork overlay, and here is the hardcover. I love the little pop of green for this one, especially on the sprayed edges. And here's the even more not safe for work artwork overlay. I'm trying to cover everything so I don't get demonetized, but you can imagine what they're doing. And these are the end papers for Asher Black. And then finally, to end this haul, I have the Holy Trinity of book boxes. I have Arcane Society, Belle Book Box, and Mystic Box, who are all owned by the same person. I am a rep for all of them if you need some discount codes on your first box. First up, I have the Arcane Society book box, the latest box featuring J freaking Bree. This box is incredible. So first up is this cute little pin of Ollie. I have some artwork here. This one is Ollie and her 5 bonds, Ollie and Brutus. A little card from J. Bree. And of course, the beautiful editions of the first 2 books in the Bonds That Tie series. This is book 1, which is Broken Bonds. It's got Ollie on the cover. Book 2 is Savage Bonds, which I believe has Griffin on the cover. The spines do line up, and eventually they'll say the bonds that tie once we can order the rest of the series. Here's the artwork on the other side of the dust jacket. Here's book 1. This is the other side of book 2. And this is the beautiful naked hardcover of book 1 with all this purple foiling. The naked hardcover of book 2 has this dark green. If you got the set and you want to order the rest of the series, I think the pre-order should be sometime later this year. If you're in the Arcane Society Facebook group, that's where all the details get dropped. And then for Belle Book Box, their latest box featured Devney Perry. It's the next 2 books in the Eden series. They featured book 1 in a previous box, so this box features books 2 and 3. Book 2 is Juniper Hill in this beautiful green, and these are the sprayed edges. And here is book 3, Garnet Flats, in this gorgeous red and these sprayed edges. They also came with these cute little stickers. There's a small town romance one, second chance romance, and the bookworm library for the love of tropes. I also got quite a few things from Mystic Box. First up, these beautiful Babe editions. Babe was a signing all the way in Australia, but I had someone help me pick these up. So this first one is a gorgeous hardcover special edition of Does It Hurt by H.D. Carlton. It's got her signature on the back and these sprayed edges with the lighthouse. I love how this one turned out. And then I had to get myself this stunning special edition of Seventh Circle by Tate. This is the first book in her Hades series, and I am praying that they end up doing the rest of the series because this hardcover is so beautiful. So these 2 were only signing exclusives, but the box that I got is the one featuring H.D. Carlton, and it is unbelievably stunning. First off, we have the art cards of Zade and Adeline, our favorite stalker here, Zade, a little note from H.D. Carlton, and the beautiful editions of the Cat and Mouse duets. We have Haunting Adeline, which is book 1. It is so beautiful. I love the silver foiling. And book 2 is Hunting Adeline. I love all the skulls on these covers, and oh my gosh, the sprayed edges are beautiful too. They are just so perfect together. I love them and I love these books. And that is it for my June book haul. These are all the books that I got last month. I am so happy about all of these. If you've read any of the books that I showed, let me know your thoughts. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye!